Hello from Baltimore, Maryland. My name is Ian Nagoski. We were very lucky here in Baltimore for many years to have a great artist and writer named Blaster Al Ackerman, who was a friend of many of us. This is a story, a little short thing of his from a book that he published in 2000 on Popular Reality Press out of Schenectady, New York, called I Taught My Dog to Shoot a Gun. This one's called the Puffin book. Another big idea. Young people need more, not less, access to the Puffin book. Suppose your parents had awakened on Christmas morn to find you standing over them, grinding your molars big time, and holding the Puffin book aloft like a sacrificial blade. Suppose you had also used a lot of Vaseline to coat your eyelids, thereby creating a gray and greasy impression of a incipient flu syndrome meets rampant Fletcherism. For make no mistake, Fletcherism, or the practice of chewing food into a liquefied mass before swallowing, was first advocated by nutritionist Horace Fletcher, 1849 to 1919. Meanwhile, a nutritionist named S. Graham, 1749 to 1851, reportedly told Fletcher, "Get the hell away from me. I don't need any of your warped nutritionist bastards telling me how to chew my food." And yes, this was the same S. Graham who invented the graham cracker. Graham believed in his heart of hearts that bland snack foods would prevent boys from masturbating. Kellogg created cornflakes for the same reason. Thus it was mankind's keen old reptile brain dealt another ace in the hole, several in fact, face down and free drinks all around. A true blue Fletcherist could teach you a thing or two about that, I bet you. "The Puffin book," said a Fletcherist voice. "Want to see something pretty?" I turned around, and there, creeping toward me, at the place where the steps running down from the brownstone houses along the street made the sidewalk narrow, was a Fletcherist. Not only was he tirelessly masticating some long-worked, closely held mouthful, it looked to be either pokeweed ragout or biled greens, if the wet green splotches on his chin and blouse were any indication. But he was also holding up a book that showed a Atlantic puffin on the cover. With its crazy, brightly striped orange and yellow bill and comical black and white plumage, a puffin was not exactly something I'd been longing to see at 6 p.m. on a drizzly Sunday. "Here's a photo of the puffin peering into the water to check that there are no predators beneath the surface," the Fletcherist said. The evening grew closer, with the damp rustle of pages and a big color photo thrust under my nose. I moved away quickly and sought to lose my tormentor in the cross traffic at 10th and Christopher. All the next week I noticed the Fletcherist kept slipping up on me at odd hours with his damnable Puffin book. Proof that one could look keyed up, brandish an unwelcome tome, and chew food at the same time. He continued to come at me from the shadowy doorways, from myriad alcoves and broom closets. Soon he even took to climbing the fire escape to squat outside my bathroom window and rap on the glass. "Want to see something pretty?" he shouted in a voice so loud it rattled my collection of soap animals, which I like to keep lined up in their fragile, fairy-like beauty along the window ledge and upper sash. Need I say that this was enough to startle the bejesus out of me? And need I add that it was followed by a feeling of such vast, anguished lassitude that I became for a moment as one rooted on the spot, powerless to move or speak. Originally, I had gone to the bathroom to see if I could detect signs in the mirror that my new asthma medication might be causing me to develop a moon face or rudimentary horns, something my relatives are always telling me is going to happen. Now I couldn't move. Only gradually did my strength return, allowing me to jerk down the shade and plug my ears with toilet paper. By then, of course, it was too late. Already the Fletcherist had his book pressed against the window and was pointing to a photo. "A puffin relaxes near the edge of a cliff." He flipped to another page. "Before taking off, the puffin signals its intentions." And another. "Preening is a very important part of each puffin's day." No question about it, this Fletcherist and his puffin book were fast becoming my vision of hell. "The puffin is able to hold a large number of fish in its beak," said the Fletcherist. It was a day or two later, and this time he moved from behind a dwarf conifer in the park. For a moment, neither of us moved, not counting the swift, low-scudding storm clouds that went crowding by overhead in shredded arabesques, headed out to Jersey somewhere. Nothing in that whole sere landscape moved save for the tireless, fletcherous motion of his jaws, the meddlesome twiddling of his fingers as he prepared to page ahead and subject me to yet another photo. In that frozen moment, I saw how disgustingly easy it had been for him to stalk and snare me. How unnatural was our closeness. Love and riches for other men, a Fletcherist with a Puffin book for me. I felt something within me snap, twangingly. How long I feasted on his body once I had throttled the life out of him there in that windswept little visited area of the park, I can now recall. And what impulse compelled me to tuck the Puffin book under my arm and take it along with me when I departed, I can only guess. Back in front of my building, 3 men were out on the stoop. 2 of them were having a beer pissing contest. The third was refereeing from the top step. The referee I saw was gross old Mr. Barsh, the building super who never fixes anything. Book in hand, I began to creep toward him. "Want to see something pretty?" I called.